This video is not intended for people under the age of 13 as the game is rated T for teen. Hey you guys, it's Bree Simulated here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we are going ahead and doing a speed build video. So in this speed build we are recreating my house, sort of as best to my ability and as best as you really can in The Sims. If you've ever tried to recreate an exact floor plan, or maybe if you've tried to recreate your own house yourself before, you know it can be kind of difficult to make everything line up with the spacing system in The Sims. So like one square in The Sims isn't equivalent to like 1 meter in real life. So it can be kind of hard to space things and make things look exactly the way you want them to. But I did my best and I hope you enjoy watching me try and recreate my current house. But before we get too far into the video, I just want to remind you guys, and this is something I don't do very often. If you watch my videos, you know I don't really do this too often. But I just want to go ahead and remind anyone who's watching this video right now that if you aren't subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you would like to. This just means that your videos will show, my videos will show up in your subscription feed whenever you pop onto YouTube, and just means it'll make it a bit easier for you to find my videos if you want to watch them. I know that a big percentage of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if that's you, if you're in that little percentage or the big percentage and you frequently watch my videos, maybe you're thinking, hey, maybe I will go ahead and subscribe. So just putting that idea out there. Feel free to ignore me if you like, but just trying to spread some love and make sure that you guys are getting some positivity into your subscription box, hopefully. If you do enjoy my videos, that is. Anyway, back into the speed build. So I tried to recreate my house as best as possible. It's kind of difficult in The Sims, but I just wanted to sort of capture, I guess, the overall theme and idea of my house. So technically, like sometimes when you're building houses in The Sims 4, like from real life to The Sims, they don't look good. Do you know what I mean? Like they just don't look good in The Sims, even if you're building them like to how they look in real life. Does that make sense? So like I think houses in The Sims 4 don't look good unless they have like roof trim and the trim like around the top of the building and foundation. And I think there are certain styles of houses in The Sims 4 that look so beautiful. But I don't think my house style is one of them. My house is like very contemporary, but also kind of like almost like a townhouse that isn't two-story, if that makes sense. So in my suburb where I live, everyone's houses are sort of connected. Like my fence connects to my neighbor's house, and then my garage connects to my neighbor's fence. So like if you knock on your fence, you're knocking on your neighbor's fence as well. So we share a fence, and we often share walls as well. Like my fence joins at one point on my neighbor's garage, and my gate that open and closes to let me into my backyard, that is like connected to the neighbor's garage wall, if that makes sense. So there aren't very clear boundaries as to where one person's property starts and ends. It's all pretty like fluid, and there are some spots where are like mutual, like some mutual garden beds in between our properties that we just all maintain and care for. And I think the like council maintains some of them sometimes as well. But all in all, like everything's really connected. So to me, this house looks really, really odd because the walls are just separate and the fences are all separate, and the nearest house is like 20 meters away. So in real life, that fence wouldn't be so long. I think the fence looks silly because it's just so long and uninterrupted. But in reality, there would be wall there, which is my neighbor's garage. And then same with like where it ends on the left and right, that's usually where my neighbor's driveways start. So yeah, it just looks a bit odd. It looks out of context, I guess, to me. But maybe to you it looks fine. But yeah, there are some things I didn't put on this house, like I said, like floor trims and whatnot, that I usually would do for a Sims house, but I decided not to because I wanted to make it realistic, even if it didn't look the best. But yeah, I think it actually looks really, really realistic, and I think it looks great. As you can see, there's a dead tree in the backyard there. Yeah, there's a story behind that. A little bit of that fence in that back corner is like discolored, and we have some irrigation from our washing machine that like leads to the recycled water part that is a bit burnt, so sometimes some of the water leaks into the garden, which is fine because it like waters it and whatever. And we use like eco-friendly washing stuff now that we know of that anyway. But essentially what happened back there, and the reason why that tree is permanently dead despite my attempts to bring it back to life, is because our last neighbors lit a fire back there. And the fire brigade had to come and knock down a part of our current neighbor's fence to get like a hose back there to put the fire out. Because like I said, our fence starts on our garage and then that side of the fence is the neighbor's fence. So yeah, to put the fire out, they had to go into the neighbor's side of the house as well and put the fire out. So the fence is all discolored and the tree is very dead, but the landlords aren't planning on removing it. So I'm just watering a dead tree in hopes it may one day come back to life. But I think it's a lost cause. Anyway, another thing that's a bit unrealistic or irrealistic, I'm not sure which one is correct, is my driveway is usually really, really sloped. Like to the point where if you don't put your handbrake on, you're going to roll down and land in the other person's driveway across the road. So I tried to recreate that. I did cut it out, but I did try to recreate it with terrain tools and I sucked. It looked horrible. It looked horrendous. It did not look good at all. So I just cut that out of the video and undid all my terrain tool work and just gave up. Now, you may also notice, like, hey, Brie, this house looks a bit bare. It looks a bit empty. Like, did you just move in? What's going on there? No, we didn't just move in. We moved in 2 years ago, but we honestly don't have that much stuff. We only moved out of house 3 years ago, and we've only just sort of started getting in a position where we can buy ourselves, like, nice furniture and new pieces. Like, we only just got a coffee table last year, the end of last year. And all our other furniture from that point had been bought from like cheap stores or it was given to us by our family members, which we're so grateful for. And also because we are renting, we can't just manipulate the house any which way we like. I know in a lot of countries, it's really normal when you're renting to be allowed to like repaint the walls and to change this and change that, and like, that's just not normal here. You're not allowed to paint the walls. You're not allowed to do anything to the walls, like stick anything on it or use blue tack or anything. So that's why there's no artwork on the walls like I usually would put. And it's also why we don't have anything like wall mounted or anything of that variety. And it's also quite bare because we just sort of have our furniture in place and that's sort of it. And we would, like I said, we were just getting into the process of, now that I work in a furniture store, we were just getting into getting like proper big human adult furniture. And we were looking at replacing things and getting some bar chairs because you can see we have that island there. We're looking at getting some bar chairs and so we started replacing some things and getting some new things in. But then this whole issue in our world is going on right now. And that's made it really super duper hard for us to like save up and spend big money on those kinds of things. And my work I'm going to work actually in about an hour's time. And I've been put down to only 5 hours a week. So I'm barely going to be scraping by. And I think that my work might actually cease completely soon. And then I'll be living off of 3 hours of annual leave. That'll last me about 6 weeks. And then I will be living off my savings. But fortunately, my partner's work will always continue. He works in a food factory, so they've been told by the government that they are not allowed to close. And even if they had a positive case there, they would only be able to close for less than 24 hours for deep cleaning and to identify points of contact, and then they would have to reopen. But okay, as you can see, that's my study. I'm sitting in that little desk in the right hand corner. Isn't that freaky? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe if you want to, but either way, I'll see you next time. Until then, I hope you have a very snazzy day, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye!